All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for School Rumble, OVA 1.
So, what do we get here? I'm personally, I know this is unlikely, but I'm hoping that we get like that teaser gun fake episode, bit that we had.
Yes,
because
yes.
if
Akira.
somehow, yeah, exactly. If that's what they're like, all right, we're gonna do an OVA, and we're actually gonna deliver on that fake next episode that we, joked them out with, psyched them out with. I would love that.
Yeah, I would find that to be really fun, although because of the way OVAs tend to be in the 2000s, I think we're going to get something that's just way more middle of the line, just kind of general spin-off, just series of episodes here.
Sure.
There's 2 OVAs.
That's true.
We'll be doing both of them, y'all. We'll be covering all OVAs associated with this show because, more goofy time where they don't have to necessarily be bound by the rules or laws of the story conventions. I mean,
this show was bound by those in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. But also, this is one of those shows where they probably didn't know necessarily if they were going to be getting, a season 2. So who knows? The OVAs actually could be canon too, because then it's like, we didn't
that's a good point.
We didn't get another season yet, but we do have an OVA or something. So anything is possible. Indeed. With OVAs from an anime from the 2000s. So, good stuff. So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into it. New character.
Prep for season 2, maybe? Oh my god.
That's the worst. Living in hell. So he's the delinquent that's actually very studious,
Right. Right, because Harima's reformed.
Right.
So now he's the new actual delinquent.
Oh no, the devil!
And then you see what Harima's actually like.
3 kingdoms. Yes.
What are the other 2?
So all the way back at the beginning.
Damn.
So was he just always in the background trying to get at Harima, but Harima could not care less about him?
Right.
Just kept beating the shit out of him.
And especially if, it was earlier on in the school year that he tried to, do all of this when Harima was a lot more violent.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We've barely given her any focus.
Just like everyone else in my life, they always leave me. Yeah, and it just saddles up to Yakumo.
She's radiant.
So these are 2 different, people that are trying to make friends with characters in the show, but it's not working.
Oh my gosh, she slept
real late. And I don't think that qualifies as a nap at that point.
No. Got me sleepy.
Who are you and what have you done with Tenma? Free だな。
中庭で友達と待ち合わせしてるからまた見え始めた。だんだん強くなってる。しなきゃ。このまま一人で。
Oh no. Oh shit.
That is a scary looking dog.
Oh, wow. Oh!
Oh, awesome. Even the dog's confused.
Yeah! That's how you do it! That's how you do it!
Yep.
Yeah, she was prepared to
Yep.
give the arm.
Right.
怖かった
Oh.
And they became fast friends.
And in that moment, Yakumo realized.
She wasn't alone after all.
あ私の名前はサラ・アリエマス
Ah.
And nobody ever sees her like this. They just see her when she's in that, like, you know, peaceful resting mode, you know?
No.
やっと起きたじゃあ帰ろうかヤクモ
Oh, that's sweet.
あんまり健やかな寝顔だったからなんかいい夢でも
塚本天馬は烏丸王子と同じクラスになった。
明日席替えをするぞ。
どうしても烏丸くんの近くの席に
Keep praying.
Yeah.
お風呂に入って早く寝た方がひどい姉の声から子供扱いして高校生だぞできるだけのことはしておきたいの
Channel my psychic power. Little do you know, you actually have a psychic sister.
とも当たらない曲げは楽なのにな
Wait, it is?
Whack. Oh, wait. What? What?
What?
Hang on.
Well, hold on.
We're just gonna gloss past that.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can't just run past that there.
See, she got the less helpful power, right? Her sister got telepathy. She got spoon bending.
狙うは後ろ横斜め
Yes.
後ろ前斜め前
Any one of them would be enough.
Unless he's in the back left corner.
と烏丸くんの席は
No, he's in a corner!
Yep. He's got the main character seat.
もう残ってるのは前の席だけ塚本さん
It's too real, though. Like,
Oh, yeah. The whole fate of her adolescent existence hangs in the balance of this piece
yeah,
of
and the odds
paper.
are like 1 in 25 or something.
今6が
Nope, it's a 9.
そう天命
I mean,
ちょっとそこで6でも6は今私が
おめ、これ見たか。ここんとこ。
that tells you what the orientation is, yeah.
そんなじゃあ9って
ようこそ。特等席。
一番
Ouch.
How is that 9?
Yeah, I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense.
4 rows deep, maybe, and so it's the next one over.
But then it should be like an even number because
この最前列の席と変えてくれねえか。実は目が悪くてよ。
Right, right.
he's wearing glasses. Like my vision is bad.
前の席と交換してほしい。じゃあ適当に誰かと。
Oh my god.
私
俺も困ってたしよ。
Harima's just like, fuck.
よかったのか、ハリマ。
なんだサングラスかどうりで見えねえわ。
Wow, I don't need to be up here after all.
悪い実は演出でよ席じゃねえと黒板の字が読めねえんだ
Oh my
つまり
gosh.
特殊相対性理論と
っていう姿勢を感じるわ
Nope.
Yeah,
Nope.
not at all.
やれ
まあ男と女も近そうで遠いようで
He's like, I'm very glad. Yeah.
Best seat in the house. Yeah.
Wow.
私の表情ってやっぱり硬いですか
そうね、硬いわね。私は出かけるけど、いつまでもいていいからね。
どうして書けないんだろう
教えてあげよっか。
Huh.
Another aspect to her psychic abilities?
Yeah.
わかるわ。そんなんで人並みの顔ができるわけないじゃん。帰るところなんてないわ。
I'm
だっ
dead.
て私、
I'm a
普通の
ghost.
人間じゃないもの。
You're speaking with the dead.
こう見えてもあなたよりずっと年上なんだから。 ずっとこの姿のままで世界をさまよい続けているの。
Okay.
まだ信じようとしないのね。
Oh wait, no, this is just one of her wild dreams.
普通の人間じゃないの。無駄に逃げられないわ。あなたに聞きたいことがあって現れたの。あなた、男の人が嫌い、好き。
Oh shit.
これだけ長く生きてもわからないわ。ずっとこの姿のままだから、大人にはなれないから。これは難しい質問だったのかしら。
I don't think it is an easy
Yeah.
question.
嫌いじゃないけど好きな人とか。
あなたの秘密。自分のことを好きな異性の世界にはそういう枷をはめられた人間がたまにいるの。時にはとても深いところまで見えてしまう。それでも嫌いにならないのはなぜ？
Interesting. Yeah.
見えるからこそわかるの。
Shit.
Okay.
みんなにもいろんな枷があって、それでも頑張ってる。今はわからない。でも
そう。また来るわ。
Whoa. Okay.
どう？できた塚本さん。
I think I did
女の
doze
子と
off
すれ違いませ
that
ん
time.
でしたか？
いいえ、すれ違わなかったけど。あら、いい表情になってるじゃない。
Nice.
男の子が好きか？大好き。
If only she had somebody she could talk to about all this.
Yep.
やっぱキャンプの後は温泉だよね。
Especially if it's a good one. Like.
Yeah.
花井先輩騙して先に帰って。
Ah.
もしかして一緒にいたかった？
いえ、それは。
いやー、ヤクノ君と一緒に温泉とは生きた甲斐があったというものだ。はっはっはっは。せっかく肝試しでいいムードになれたのに。
教えて。
Yeah. Yeah.
俺の告白を心待ちにしているんだ。
All the little side stories amidst these like.
Yep. The little connected bits.
こーら、塚本飛び込むな。
Even though his ears were underwater, he heard that.
Yeah.
気持ちいい。やっぱ温泉は最高だな。裸で入るなんて恥ずかしくない？この開放感がいいんだよ。
For a second, I thought he was just using echolocation.
Yeah.
くだらねえぜ。
Yeah.
温泉に来て何やってんだあいつ。
どうしても播磨君に
Oh no! Here we go.
言いたいこと。
Now he's up
yeah,
here.
yeah. Uh-huh.
何を話してるんだ天馬ちゃん。
Ugh.
まさか天馬ちゃん。あんまり俺が煮え切らねえもんだから。
I mean, that is something that's gotten in the way for you.
ちょっかい出してって嘘でしょ？しょうがねえな、播磨のやつは。
天馬ちゃんになかなか告白できない情けねえ俺を。
Oh.
Ah, yes, that's why.
あれはよさか。くせえこいつの
Yeah.
とこに。
Where does this strength come from?
女の子は自分だけを見つめてほしいもんだってやっと分かってくれたみたい。
すまねえ。天馬ちゃん。
No. No.
あいつは発情期の猿と同じなんだから。そうかな。
Oh.
あのま言わせておけば。だいたい中村って誰だよ。
Probably the butler.
Suplex.
Oh. Ah, and then you'll be the only one that's up there.
Yeah.
みこちゃんは。あ、そうそう。温泉に来てからには温泉の歌を歌わなきゃね。
He's just seeing it, and he's just gonna.
And then you place his,
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
どうしたサチコ？なんでもないわよ。
I just saw
Yeah, yeah, uh-huh.
Oh, that was.
But I mean, hey, now she thinks you
Oh,
have
so
like
extra.
true like gorilla strength, Arima, so
高野はイタリア行きのバイトの
Yes.
指令を受け
Order to
right,
Italy.
because continuity.
Wait.
This is it's in 3D because this is Akira like going on to a different set of train tracks to go on the job. Or are we actually just gonna see the job in the ED? No.
La 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 la. La 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 la.
Oi,
la,
oi,
la,
mush, mush.
La la la.
Ah, perfect way to end that. Wow.
Oh my god, this is so funny.
Oh.
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 A little something here. What's this?
亀吉
仮面
亀吉
亀いやカレー
Yeah.
Wait, what did you expect? You know,
Right.
Like,
頑張ろ
No. Just give it a rest
Got it.
頑張っ
already.
て
Brutal.
yes.
Okay.
The struggles of these characters.
Yes.
But we also got that kind of side story experience. So I would say pretty much
Yeah.
all of this is canon because they gave us the, hey, while this was happening, these characters were dealing with
Right.
these other mini stories.
Which kind of makes sense because, you know, yeah, not everything with like an adaptation would perfectly fit into like the episodes or things like that. So there'd
Right.
be things that you'd leave out. And then, oh, hey, this is where you can play catch up and like make sure that that stuff's brought in, especially if maybe for like the character at the beginning of the episode, if he's relevant in season 2
Sure.
and we haven't actually shown him previously in the show, then hey, we'll want to do that just to establish that like, yes, he does exist. He is in here and maybe he'll be more
Right.
important moving forward. Cool.
Yeah, so we've got him. Name was like Yama something. It was like a very ridiculously long Yoshida Yama.
Yoshida Yama, yeah.
Yoshida Yama, yeah. Poor guy, but okay. So he's just being clobbered by Harima, and thus that's
Yep.
keeping him from taking over the school.
Right.
But then we have the dealing with Yakumo, and
Yeah.
Yakumo has been having to, you know, basically deal with all kinds of shit, basically.
Right.
Not just from her psychic kind of abilities and stuff, but
Which-
just the guys that just won't stop like trying to trick her into going on to a date, basically.
Yeah. And I like that in addition to that, because that's one we were a lot more familiar with, even though we get to see it in like a bunch of other contexts and things like
Right,
that.
right.
You know, trying to ask her out and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But then also the just general expectations of, because everybody, like the guys aren't just the only ones that idolize her. And so when she's in this situation where it's like, hey, no, I'm actually really scared. I don't know what to do
Can
here.
someone help me?
Can someone help me?
Yeah.
No one does, because they're like, well, clearly she's got it.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And so then, yeah, you have the person that's not from the school that maybe doesn't see things the way that everybody else does, you know, and then they come in and they full on wrap their coat around their arm and they're start barking and they're ready to go.
Wow, 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 wow.
Yeah.
I loved that so much. Sara Adimas. So you can
Yep.
tell how long the show ago was because she said she's from Britain, which is hilarious.
Yes.
So
But then also like the name, Sarah. Okay, that's like that's about as like just regular like name, not, you know,
Okay.
like English name. And then Adimas, it's like that sounds so exotic and everything. Like I wouldn't have expected that to be a last name from somebody in Britain. And yet it's like, oh, okay. All right, there we go. Yeah. I don't know.
okay.
That sometimes
Why?
maybe that's a silly thing, but oftentimes like if you get the character that's like from like you know, like American, it's like, my name's John, you know, right, or something like that, right? Like,
Okay.
I don't know.
Gotcha. But having her character be brought in and have this like, oh, I'm gonna save her, but we don't actually follow up much at all with their actual relationship. The only thing that they really focus on is that she waits up for Yakumo while she's having her little naps, and that's sweet and all, but there's no other, you know, there's no other connection. That's it. Then the rest of the episode with Yakumo focuses on some ghost that she's visiting or getting visited by.
Right. Although I think the sort of passive nature of their relationship, that makes sense in my mind then why it wouldn't have necessarily made it into the episodes of the season as a
Well,
whole.
no, because she's in the seasons.
No, right, but like not like the full introduction and things like that might not have fit in there as easily. But I think that kind of dynamic is in a lot of ways what Yakumo needs, because she's constantly given so much attention and focus that it's I want to have somebody that is with me so that I don't feel alone, while at the same time being able to kind of have her own space.
Right,
And so that's
yeah.
that's a tough balance to keep. And
Yeah,
you know,
but I
they-
would still
they
like to
figured it
have
out.
some actual interactions and
Yes.
stuff. So
Yeah.
that'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
But yes, her display and jumping in front of the dog there is something that I've literally done. I've literally done that when I was alone at one point at this dorm. I was taking out my laundry, and this mountain lion came creeping through the hedge, and I freaked out. And instead of like running away or doing something there, I just took my laundry basket and went. It worked. It worked. The thing just went, oh, and then ran away.
Confused them enough that
Yeah,
they're like,
exactly.
you know what? I'm just not gonna roll the dice.
Yeah.
I don't
know what that is.
I don't know
was
what that
weird.
is. I'm not gonna mess with it. You know.
And they tell stories to this day, like, so there was this guy.
And it's just
He
weird.
looked like easy prey, but then suddenly the most ungodly noises came from his mouth. you know?
Kids, don't stick your teeth in crazy.
The meat just isn't that nutritious.
Yeah,
anyway.
it's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
But oh man, Yakumo is dealing with some very serious stuff with regards to her psychic abilities.
Yeah.
A ghost came to her and was asking, "Do you like boys?" And
As she's tied up.
well, yeah. So I think what this is that it's some kind of internalized expression of like, oh, you know, it could be like an ancestor of theirs, because she did kind of look a little bit like Tsukamoto or Tenma specifically, but the pressure being put on it is the aspect that Yakumo kind of infers because of how much pressure she feels from the other boys at the school.
Everybody likes her, and so then it's the where does she have the space to actually like
be
engage
herself.
with that part of herself?
Yeah.
Because like it's always something that makes her uncomfortable whenever she's on the receiving end of it, and so she doesn't really have that space to actually figure that out. And so yeah, it makes sense that she'd avoid it to the point where maybe she would have to, you know, only ever like answer a question about that if it was a ghost that was, you know, had her pinned with its magic hair and was like, no, you will answer this question, right?
Yeah.
But
And then meanwhile, Tenma gets the ghost coming in just like as a little, just like,
I'm gonna bend the spoon.
And then, well, not even that. No, the ghost literally comes up to her as a little flame, and she's like, "Oh, do I like boys? Yeah, I love them."
Oh, I didn't even make that connection.
You know, to see the flame floating in front of her at that point.
I totally missed it.
yeah,
I thought that was Yakumo just asking her a question.
No, that's her getting just that like.
That does.
Oh,
yeah. I like
for
that.
her, the ghost is like a little bubbly little thing, and it's just like, oh,
little
that's
imaginary
fun.
friend kind of a deal.
Yeah, and then for Yakumo, it's the
tormentor.
Yeah.
Where are the other
So I think that that's a fun way to explore the idea that they both kind of got this on their mind, but the way they've internalized it is completely different. Yakumo's is one that does not feel, well, it does feel antagonistic. It feels like something that is robbing her of her agency and constricting her, and and that's a fun way to explore it. And I don't know if there's anything remotely being explored here with regards to the potential Yuri angle, because this is the 2000s, but we did have Sara Edimus and her kind of come in and have that, soft little,
the
little connection there.
Well, the hero that comes in and saves her, right? Which I'm sure there's no shortage of guys at the school that would love to have, been the person that's like, oh wait, Yakumo is actually like, looking for somebody to save them, but they don't, right?
Yep.
And so then she does, whether that's because it's a Yuri angle, like you're saying, or just hey, once that's not, involved in the equation, suddenly there's able to be this close connection.
Yeah. We did
works.
show a lot throughout season 1 that Harima, and Yakumo have a really good connection, just because of not just, because of a couple things, but one, because he was shown to be really kind to animals, also not necessarily remotely interested in her, and I think she also
obsessed with her sister,
right? I think she also couldn't read him.
She couldn't read his mind.
Yeah.
Which they did do that extra bit of like there was a decent bit of like sort of peeling back the onion on the supernatural aspects of like, yes, it's not just reading minds. There's other aspects to it too, like the ghost or whatever, or the bending the spoon, and the you can hear the thoughts of the boys who like you.
Right.
There's a part of me that wonders if maybe that's a like, not just a yes, you can hear the thoughts of the boys who like you, which makes that specifically difficult, or it's the you can only hear the thoughts of the boys who like you. That's why Harima can't.
Right.
And then all of
because because he doesn't like you.
right, and then but then also
yeah.
the expectation side of things is that it's you're seeing how all of these people that like how much these people idolize you. So even outside of the realm of romance, right? There's just this notion of like, oh, like that's sort of how it comes into play.
Sure.
But
yeah, all right. That's the first OVA. Looks like there can be as many of these OVAs as they want because they're all just missing side stories, and we could just get into them that way.
And I gotta say, I was not expecting if there was, like, oh, like this is cut content from the first season. I wasn't expecting to get a joke that I found so funny. Like we did a repeat of the whole like pushing back into the thing and like you know, like boarding up the wall.
Yep.
With the you just are seen holding the entire wall up off the ground and everything, and then just gently put it back down.
That was wonderful. Yeah. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon and get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. And also be sure to check out our Twitch channel. So yeah, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.